flow side. Look at all of these easterlies and southeasterlies at the surface at 25 knots, even 20 knots, 25 knots near the surface.
Dang.
Southeasterlies, which is really interesting. You're getting more southerlies on the left side of that confluence line, and almost easterlies, east southeasterlies on the eastern side. So that's kind of why I was saying that like this general area right here was my initial area of concern for around noon today. It's now 12:30 and we have a cluster fire attempting to happen in the warm sector here. Um, and it's funny, just understanding how these environments work. I can look at one product like this uh, MSLP uh, product here. I can look at this and be like, okay, here's a confluence line. Here's my warm front. Here's my low pressure system. So there's an open warm sector here more than likely because of this confluence. Your cold front's off over here. You got some sort of dry line feature, like a faux dry line running through here. It's really interesting once you get into this, just the things you can pick off of one run, one information and data, and see there's our moist air. You can do the same thing with mesoanalysis like we did last night in the live stream. You can actually, if you have like a pen tool or something, you can actually go through and you can outline those dynamics that catch your attention
Oh shoot! I didn't know you could do that.
and see how you how they overlap with each other. So like I'm outlining my moist sector with my dew points right there, right? This tool I have is called Live Draw Developer, so just Live Draw Dev. I highly recommend it if you're into this. You have to screen share for it to show up on your OBS though.
Oh okay.
So I so that's why I have to switch over to using my radar scope setup on my Streamlabs remote, or I have to go to my live streaming or my display capture setup for my pin, which kind of sucks, but it's what it is. We're getting there.
We get there.
Um, so another thing that I'd like to look at is our surface observations. So we got almost 70s temperatures, 73 degrees right here to the northwest of Houston, 71 degrees near Galveston and Houston. Still kind of cool off over here, but we're starting to see rapid warming through this area. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see some really intense storms start to form kind of in this boundary area right here. This is starting to really warm up. Like just in the last hour, this has warmed up probably 5 degrees. All these were like mid 60s earlier. Now they're like,
Crazy.
um, so we've got that outlined.
Hey bud.
We can go, whoops, wrong one. 500. So we can see that our 500 millibar winds. This trough is digging down really deep in behind this squall line here, which I think is really interesting. But I mean, these winds are absolutely ripping at
That doesn't surprise me.
what is that? 65 knots, 70 knots, 80 knots,
He
100 some odd knots, 105 knots
he could have came in and bought his shit.
at the 500 millibar.
Right. But
but they calm down out here, which is good. It'll kind of help to slow down that storm mode a little bit. 80 knots. We're not gonna have 80-mile-an-hour screaming jungle jumpers. Some odd knots. 105 knots. 700 millibar winds.
Do what? I told Lisa, I said Brandon should just.
So the one thing that was confusing about this setup today is that all of the shear seems to be displaced. Like all the good winds
Right.
seem to be displaced from
I know no one's been asking for.
the thermodynamics and the dew points and the temperatures and everything. See, we'll just outline some 700 millibar winds here that I'm interested in. Because I mean, this right here,
It's actually me
that's not terrible
my thing.
at all. None of that's terrible.
What thing?
If we're looking, because we're looking for direction change and speed change when we're looking at this. So if I go to the 500 millibar, I've got winds on an axis like we'll do it inside the area next to this supercell. So winds going this way.
I do it from the pump?
Off of that axis, I will always hinge out to the left on my arrows. That way we know. And then I gotta turn that off. And then we're going to go to 700. And we're getting a little bit more of a directional change. I hate that I have to pick this pin every single time. We're getting a little bit more of a directional change. I gotta be really precise with this.
The Libre. Heck yeah.
A little bit of a directional change.
And we can get the Dexcom G7 now. It is compatible with our
like that.
Is it? Yes.
And then if we go through to the 850 millibar, we can see this low-level jet is just absolutely screaming into this environment.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Wow.
And look, we're getting almost 60 knots of low-level jet right there on the boundary of that. So this is your warm front right here. This is the warm front. So these supercells are about to ride this warm front and lift to the northeast as this dews follow the coastline to the east. So this purple area that I had outlined is getting ready to travel all the way across the coastline. So it's going to kind of shift, kind of like, I would say that's your general strong tornado threat for today. Inside that, I'll make it a big black circle to make it easier for people. So if you're worried about tornadoes today,
So all the red is supposed to be tornadoes? No. What's all the red supposed to be?
just based off of this mesoanalysis right here, I would probably target that portion of the MCS inside that black circle.
That's
But
what I was thinking.
Get rid of some of these lines that I just drew for no reason. We are at the 850 millibar. Now we are getting almost southerlies at the 850 millibar. You're getting due southerlies up here. So you can see how we've got our 500 millibar, and then our 700 millibar, and then our 850 millibar. And you can see how it's going, 1, 2, 3. Your winds are shifting counterclockwise through the atmosphere as we're going down through the atmosphere. For the people that don't know, like 500 millibar is going to be your upper level winds, and then if you go to 700 millibar, that's going to be kind of your mid level winds, and then you get to 850 millibar, that's your lower level winds, and then your 925 is almost to the surface winds basically, and 10 meter is basically surface winds. And we actually do have like actual weather stations where we get actual surface data too. So we have your upper air, which goes down to the 925, and then you get your surface data, which is with your 10 meter winds. I was like really, really hoping that I had switched that over. I was like, I really hope I'm not just drawing on Radar Omega right now.
How do I pull up what you've got up?
What do you mean?
What you're viewing on the mesoscale analysis?
Like you want to pull it up on your computer?
Yeah.
I'm just on the SPC website.
I am too, but mine's showing different.
Hold on. Because the tool that I'm using to draw and stuff with, I downloaded.
Oh, never mind. I found it.
Let's say I can. Oh yeah. It's gonna cluster fire hard. Looking at the future scans, you can run the wrap forward. Oh my. And I have to work today, dude.
Oh, you gotta work today?
Yeah, I gotta go to work at 4. And it's gonna tornado like crazy today. Okay, so we're gonna take some of those lines back off. So we can basically say, I really like what's behind here. Anything that can ride along this warm front right here is gonna be, I'm going to actually increase the size of that purple line a little bit.
Why did it fucking cancel my line?
Because the warm front is right there. So anything, whoops. Now we're starting to look a little more concerning. So now that we've gone through all of this, we'll go to the 850. And of course, the warm frontal cells are going to be pulling straight up back southeasterlies. That's wild. Sorry, I've got people messaging me like crazy and stuff.
I see. See, I want to share.
Steppen is getting so much snow. Are you seeing all of his footage? It's crazy the snow that's happening in Colorado right now.
I haven't even
Oh yeah, deep moisture convergence. We can look at that. So we're getting areas of really intense convergence right here on the warm front, like off of the warm front, ahead of the warm front. Really deep moisture convergence back here where the line is, which is to be expected. We'll go to Cape. All of our Cape seems to be fixated. All of our energy seems to be fixated down south. So we're going to make a Cape line. Our Cape line runs like that. But the funny thing is all the intense Cape is right here, and it's lapsing really quickly. I think. What do you think that how do you feel about the south end of that squall line isolating?
The part you just circled in black?
Yep.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Because, I mean, yeah, it's going to be favorable for some discrete development, but I think it's going to be a little messier than what they think.
Yeah. Confluence.
Because, I mean, there's not a huge window of opportunity, but there's another one. A lot of these tornadoes are going to be embedded.
There's a confluence axis right here. I'm trying to find how it runs. Are you noticing that?
What'd you say?
How there's a confluence boundary here.
Oh, there is. Interesting.
It's like right through there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe even off down this way, actually. I'm just trying to figure out why these are forming outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the favorable stuff should be like right here. But then you've got all of this extra development out here for no reason. You know what I mean? And the wind profiles out here are phenomenal.
Man, it's gonna be a windy day.
So, anyways, thermodynamics, LCL heights. Well, that helps a lot. LCL heights are good. You got there's your favorable LCL heights.
Wow.
Anything inside that black box is 500 to 750. The borders are 1,000.
Jeez.
And here's where you're really gonna start understanding the gravity of the situation. Here's your LFCs. LFC of 800, 600 off over here. So these are going to start at the surface and they are going to immediately explode. And look, there's actually cells forming right there. Wow. Right there.
Ooh,
Did you know what the LFC does?
Disconnected it.
Once parcels reach the LFC, they don't have anything holding them down to the ground. They lift freely into the updraft beyond the LFC. So the LFC is basically the LCL, or it is at the LCL. And when that happens, basically once a storm becomes surface based, it's going to ingest ingredients from the surface and immediately
What is
just
These.
violently throw them into the updraft.
Oh,
Our
okay.
winds are completely backed in this environment as well, so the updrafts should remain relatively free of rain and other things to um, that would prevent explosive development. It it these things are going to be so violent when they pop off.
I know. I tried to ask him today, and he won't.
If they can get like
But
if
he
I don't know how to explain it other than if it happens, it's going to be bad.
I'm about to call that motherfucker and tell
I
him.
wonder. My thing is timing. When do you think this is gonna happen?
Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now because with what I'm looking at, I mean, let's look at the surface to 1 kilometer shear.
Eh.
Let me hide all this a little bit. So we're looking at 50 up here. So between 35 and 50 shear, effective shear at the 1 kilometer southerlies.
I mean, and I mean, there's gonna be a lot of shear today with this.
Yes. Um, I mean, we'll cheat a little bit. That's violent tornado parameter of 13 for Houston area.
Wow.
But it's focused where all that cape is. I've noticed that. Like, even though the wind profiles are phenomenal out here, it's where that cape is.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how all that lines up?
Oh shit. It does.
I told you it works. People think my method is weird, but it works.
I've always thought your method was good.
Like surface-based lifted index.
Oh no, I'm alright.
It's giving you the best option out of every. Like even if let's see. Let's look at the photograph map. Look at those photographs, dude.
Wow.
There's my beanie.
And those are pumping like 20 knots at the 20 knot southerlies at the surface to 50 knots at the 1 kilometer.
I bet you by probably mid-afternoon, this all goes to hell.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least like by the time I'm clocking in, it's gonna be hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Look at the SRH up there in Arkansas and northern Louisiana.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think people just and look at these out over the ocean. I was forecasting all these little supercells over the ocean out about 100 miles uh off the coast of Texas and the Gulf, like just in the Gulf Coast, 100 miles offshore, and they rage the whole from noon till the whole way to Florida, like into Tuesday. Just massive supercells traveling through the ocean.
Is that a few more special marine warnings, special weather statements over Lake Charles?
Anything about tornado for Lake Charles yet? Cause I mean that's some pretty strong wind shear that it's being. It's kind of linear, but still.
Yeah, not there's a new one they just issued over Waco as well, and there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning is from Shreveport, DeSoto Parish, in northwestern Louisiana.
Damn.
Okay,
North Ohio is
let's
compacted,
see.
okay?
We'll just look at the fixed layer significant tornado parameter.
North Cleveland, look
So
at
really,
that.
and it looks like there's a little bit of a capping inversion
Severe weather coming.
on the warm front, but behind the warm front in the open warm sector, we have these little jelly beans starting to form. Let's
I guarantee you they're packed right now. It's snow though.
want to pop over to Radar Omega really quick,
Guarantee it. I can guarantee you.
and we
No, that's not Ohio.
are going to take a look at those little jelly beans
I'm pretty sure
to
it's
see
packed
what
right
they
now.
do.
That's Cleveland, Louisiana.
Oh,
That's Cleveland, Texas. I mean,
that's Cleveland, Texas.
yeah, that's North
Oh.
Cleveland, Texas.
Oh shit.
Cleveland, you're talking about is all the way
Okay.
here.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening.
Ohio is way
Okay.
It's getting itself going. That's for sure. Wow.
Okay. Okay, so these, just because these are here, I already know this is happening. These, I'm lagging really bad because I'm streaming on Discord and things, so just bear with me, guys.
Yeah, same. I'm.
They're
There's a TBS over Jasper.
yeah, these are gonna push north towards Baton Rouge. You guys need to be watching these. These are gonna probably be the first tornadoes of the day. Maybe. It depends. Everything is about to hit the fan from this point on.
Oh, those are radars.
I'm already gonna call it now. This is doing exactly what the HRRR, the 18Z HRRR, is what we're getting.
Yeah, it's going a lot sooner than what they thought.
No. Not what I thought.
Said what they thought.
Yeah, what they thought for sure, but not what I thought.
So this whole thing.
I
is
figured it
Texas?
wasn't gonna be until a little bit later before it started doing anything.
I don't know, but do you see this couplet?
Which one are you looking at? I'm looking at.
Look
my
at the
radar.
look at this. Just check out my stream real quick. Oh, I changed radar sites so the couplet doesn't show as good. Hold
Oh,
on.
the one down there in the Gulf.
Yeah, the one that's about to hit Lake Arthur. Headed towards Lake Arthur. Look at that hybrid cell.
Oh wow.
Oh damn.
Who else? Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
You gotta get ready for 24.
There's your tornado.
Heard your niter.
You got a 24 season coming.
Look at that inflow band it's pulling in right there. It's got a V-notch inflow. RFD whipping around. This is all your warm air inflow right here. So this is actually your RFD cut. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. That's great. Well, we'll see what it wants to do. Water spout.
The dynamics over the Gulf today are just bonkers. This is going to start isolating and spitting out hybrids.
The one that is right just north of that, I bet you it's gonna reorganize.
Up here?
Yeah, it's just north of the one you were showing me. It's getting it's close to landfall. The one that's just up there south of Big Burns.
Burns. Oh, the one up here? Or are you talking towards the coast?
Towards the coast. right. It's just there north of the one that we were just looking at.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's in the Gulf, but it's just that one that's right there. I feel it's going to reorganize itself unless it gets cut off by the inflow.
I was gonna say I think the RFD is actually going to suck that kind of into and merge. It's probably gonna merge with this. We're gonna see that merge in. It's gonna ingest it and probably recycle.
Yeah.
I was seeing a couple helicity tracks that come off of the ocean and hit land and intensify that were kind of scary. We won't talk about those until after this is over because I don't want to be right.
Right. We never want to be right, but when we are,
It's bad usually.
yeah.
So we're gonna pop back over to Galveston radar. Maybe if it'll load. Oh, all the pretty colors. So yeah, Houston, you need to be Houston, we have a problem. Rapid initiation across the open warm sector. Look at how many cells have fired, my guy. They're probably gonna fight each other a lot today. It could be a saving grace that this many cells are firing.
And they've got a flood warning already.
Lake Charles flood warning. I'm not trying to do that. I need this to go away. Thank you. Severe thunderstorm looking like a hailer. Lake Charles is under a flood warning. That water spout, that special marine warning is the best looking storm so far of the day.
Yeah, it is. So far.
I'm gonna have to. Are you actually watching my live, or do you just want to watch it on Facebook or something? Because I need to stop streaming on two things. Because this
Yeah,
lag,
I
the lag is killing me.
Yeah, I know. It's killing my frame rate with my stream as well.
There we go. But you can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Cool. And they should still be able to hear you. Anyways, we're gonna go back to mesoanalysis. And I'm gonna remove that little red thing because I don't need that. It was just I was pointing those storms out. Multi-parameter fields. We're gonna start looking deeper into this now.
Deep.
So here is where we're going to get the goods, if you will. We need the goods. Always need the goods. So this is what we were looking at. These red lines with the red numbers. That is 0 to 3 kilometer cape. And the blue lines are areas of different intensities of surface vorticity. Notice there's tons of vorticity over the ocean. Not a lot of cape. There's a lot of cape over here, though, and a lot of vorticity. But what catches my eye is this area right here. Because that is inside my purple circle and my orange circle where my cape and my dews and my yellow circle is where all my favorable winds are in the low level. and all my backed winds, so that I can confidently say, but because there is so much 3 Cape, like even like this is most definitely like where I would be watching for a big supercell to form. And I'm seeing a little bitty popcorn cell fire right there. So yeah, this line might actually try and isolate on the south end. It's gonna try and break apart and cluster fire in the next few hours. I want to show you something really funny, Noah. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it to you in Discord.
Okay.
Let me see if I can just pull the radar up. There we go. So how does that?
Oh wow.
Hold on, you're gonna love me for this. Everybody else on the internet's gonna love me for this too.
I already do.
This is why I go with my gut feelings. This is from the same run that I made my forecast off of. Tell me that isn't almost identical.
Yeah. It basically is. Wow.
It's not like the models have it a little bit more robust. But I mean I'm taking this radar at 12:55 and that's valid for noon on the 18Z from that was initiated Sunday 18Z HRRR.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty damn close.
I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just get those gut instincts and I'm like, man, this seems like it could legit happen. Now, given it's not nearly as intense as that, we do now have 2 special marine warnings. I really talked up those cells out in the ocean. I was like, these are going to produce water spouts, like wedge water spouts, like.
Yeah, that one we were talking about earlier really looks like it's going to.
It's probably trying right now, actually. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. Hold on. Green shot coming your way.
God, look at that inflow.
Look at the velocity. It looks like a cinnamon roll.
It does.
There's more than likely an ongoing water spout over the Gulf of Mexico right now, heading towards Lake Arthur. It's going to probably pass a little bit to the east of Lake Arthur, maybe.
It's moving north-northeast at 45, and it's got a TVS marker.
I'm about to put a store. How fast did you say it was going?
45. 1.25-inch hail. It's got a meso of 4. Nice.
45.
Yep. Vertical integrated liquid is 55.
All right. So this is going to be in Grand Chenier in 51 minutes, North Island in 58 minutes, Illinois plant in 76 minutes, Lowry 80 minutes, Hayes 82 minutes. Lake Arthur, you have 88 minutes. So you've still got a little bit of time before these cells come off of the Gulf. But by the time these storms get off of the Gulf, they could be fairly mature and fairly powerful. I would definitely be, if you haven't already today, made plans to have a safe place or a place to go in the event of severe weather. I suggest you start finding that place now. I know that there's not a lot of underground options in the deltas down there, so just we're about to have low top supercells probably for north of Houston. Look at these. Trying to organize right in through here. Got one down here, two down here, a couple over here trying to pop off as well. They're all back building back in through here, so get ready, guys. Look at those. Oh my gosh, dude. The funny thing is I can't remember which live stream it was. I was talking about how if I could chase anything today, it would probably be the supercells out over the ocean.
Get a boat and go chasing.
Oh, did I show you those? The sounding?
Yeah, you did yesterday.
Let me just pull this up for everybody. I can't remember where. I think it's the Marginal Tour one, wasn't it? This one?
Yeah.
Look at how back those winds are, everybody. Like, that is the golden photograph. The only thing that would make it even more intense is this if it was up up there on land happening where the SRH is close to 1,000. Which, speaking of SRH, we're gonna go back to so yeah, I am going to definitely say that as of right now, I would be sitting probably off over here. Woo. Off over here. Kind of on the edge of this Cape boundary. And kind of watching these supercells evolve.
Putting shit online.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm thinking anything inside there in the hatch area, you definitely need to be monitoring the weather today. It may be bad and it might not be bad. All I have to say though is if it's bad, oh boy is it gonna be bad. Oh, there's a mesoscale discussion. Okay. Yeah. How funny is that? Are you still there, Noah?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. So I'm gonna send you my hatch area. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't even know. I just found out. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh so hard. I'm so good at this, dude. All right. Black Hatch would be my significant tornado zone. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Now let's see the matchup.
Dude, you're gonna freak out. I'm freaking out a little bit.
Holy crap. Dude, that is spot on. Wow. That's spot on all the way to your right edge of where you ended it.
I know.
Holy crap.
I told you my method works.
Definitely does.
So for those of you that do not know, there's a watch probability of 80%. It's valid until 3 p.m. This mesoscale discussion. Let's just go ahead and read this together, everybody. Areas affected southeast. You're gonna probably hear a lot of things that I was talking about with this. Probability of wash issuance 80%. Thunderstorms are continuing to slowly intensify with the issuance of a tornado watch likely in the next 1 to 3 hours. The discussion states that scattered thunderstorms continue to intensify across parts of East Texas and western Louisiana, mainly along and north of a surface warm front that extends from north of Houston to east of, I'm not even sure the abbreviation of that, so we'll just go with ACT. To the south of the front, surface dew points have risen into the mid upper 60s with MLK values of 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. VAD profiles near the warm front show very strong low-level vertical shear with 0 to 3 kilometer SRH values of 500 and 900 M2 over S2 at HGX and LCH. So Houston and Lake Charles have new soundings coming in. We're going to look at those next. Thus far, thunderstorms have been elevated with primarily a large hail threat. Recent CAM solutions suggest that continued daytime heating will begin to aid convection development along the immediate warm front to the west of Houston in the next couple of hours, which would potentially have a greater risk of surface-based supercells and an attendant threat of tornadoes, along with large hail and damaging winds. This area is being closely monitored for convective development and potential tornado watch issuance. Interesting. It seems like I've been saying this for 2 days now.
Yeah.
And these supercells are just exploding off of the warm front, guys. Like, I'm not even joking. When I said these were gonna explode when they form, I meant it.
They exploding.
Look at these. These little jelly beans. Oh my. And then, oh, it's gonna do it. Dude. Oh, hey, so that line is gonna isolate on the south end. Or at least be semi-discrete. I am seeing an outflow boundary though also. Right up here. So these cells actually might be the ones to watch today.
Which one?
It's the ones near San Antonio. Because if you look north of that, you can see the outflow coming off of the ones that are at Austin running northeast in that linear mode. But then you get it breaks apart into like a little cluster on the southern end of that line.
Oh, okay. That's why they have
What?
the special weather statement up there.
Yeah. But you can see the outflow boundary coming off of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and then all of the cells that are firing out in front that I'm thinking are being triggered by that outflow boundary. That Hailer is just a rockin'. Another thing to keep in mind is just because these storms look bad doesn't mean that they aren't going to be rotating or producing tornadoes either. Like you people need to understand that like just because there's not like warnings on these screens, there are things that I have been seeing that are catching my attention. Like the fact that each one of these is kind of like chicken drum shaped kinda. They got that like triangular look to them. You know? And you get those little jelly bean looking storms that are wider on one end and skinny on the left side. You can probably assume, even this little dude right here, you could assume that there is going to be rotation of some sort on the western edge of that because of the environment that these are sitting in. Just because it doesn't look like nothing doesn't mean it isn't nothing. I'm sure that the sky looks a lot like if you're looking down on this you think, oh, it's probably like messy down there. You can't see nothing. I bet you some of these things look amazing. Like straight up amazing.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Like with as much lift that's going to be happening from the kinematics, like the lift enhancement from the kinematics in itself is going to cause these to be beautifully sculpted mothership supercells. Even if they don't look like much on radar. These are going to be structured, very structured. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. We have a warm front that's rising and lifting just to the east of Houston, pushing east into Louisiana and eastern Texas. And tornado watch will more than likely be needed because of this favorable environment out ahead of this warm front. Any cells that can latch onto that warm front will more than likely be able to maintain themselves through any mode. In theory. Unless they get undercut by the cold front, which it's going to be almost impossible for that to happen. Conditional probabilities. So there is a good chance of seeing an EF0 inside this purple circle. Maybe. There is a good chance of seeing an EF0 inside this purple circle. There is a good chance of seeing an EF2 also inside that purple circle. There is a possibility, a very low possibility, to see an EF4 in this purple circle. However, it's only giving me these numbers because of the wind profiles. This is still, I would not say very likely at this point that we're going to have a tornado just yet. I think that we still have to have quite a bit more heating occur for that to take place. I've been doing a lot of the talking. Noah, what do you got to say?
Sorry, give me just a second. My stream's being retarded.
Oh no, you're fine. That one special marine warning, it's a lot smaller now, but it's got a really neat little hook on it. It's like
Oh yeah,
almost,
that's the one
almost,
just to the southeast of Lake Arthur.
yeah.
As soon as that one makes landfall, it's probably going to go severe warned if it doesn't die off first. Because I mean, it kind of looks like it's trying to die out.
Right.
But this one that's to the southeast of that is starting to get its act together.
Yeah. I am going to take a quick break. You feel free to communicate with the stream, anything, any warnings or whatever you want to read off anything or just try and describe something. I'll leave a map pulled up with radar. Do you want Houston or do you want Lake Arthur or Lake Charles?
Let's go off Lake Charles because that's what I'm running on radars. Lake
Or I
Charles.
could just put MRMS on and just give you everything. There you go. You got the whole threat area now.
Oh great.
And I'll minimize it. Like you just tell people what you're looking at if you want. I'll put it in full screen mode there. But yeah, I'm gonna check on my kids and stuff real quick and whatnots. Get ready a little bit.
So it looks like down here on these special marine warnings that they are capable of producing water spouts, and it looks like we probably have had a couple brief water spouts here already. Can't exactly confirm, but from the looks of it, I wouldn't doubt it. And that's a downside to snow. One of my buddy's cars slid out of my driveway while he was inside here in my house with me. It just slid down the driveway on the ice. It looks like these two are going to ingest each other just off the Gulf. And it looks like things are getting into shape as these begin to make landfall and enter that favorable environment. Alright guys, now I can't exactly see your comments if you're saying anything and asking questions for me at this moment until he gets back. Oh, I think we have one. I think we have a water spout right here. I'm sure we do. Looks like there is probably a water spout that has, wouldn't say touched ground, touched water, but looks pretty organized, honestly.
I just parked behind that fucking
Okay, guys, I'm back. It looks like we currently have an active water spout over the Gulf of Mexico, and it is very strong. There actually might be two active water spouts. One's about to come onto land as well.
Yeah, I just realized that one.
Can't wait till you get the PlayStation out so we can play again.
I know.
Alright, bud, I'll hit you up.
Alrighty.
I wonder if there's any buoy cams out there that I could. Let me see. Marine tools, buoys. There is a buoy. It doesn't have a camera.
Yeah, the other one that I can see get with a camera right now is the Cajun Broadband. And it's so windy, their camera is shaking all over the place.
Vince Valetti and Corey Gherkin are Gulfport, Mississippi. Vince Valetti's near the border, kind of in the northeast of New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a very large water spout on the ground. Oh, on the ocean.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. It wrapped up pretty tight. See, you disappear and then the interesting stuff starts happening.
Take a look back west. Look at the explosive development across the open warm sector. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
That cell that was on the south end of the line that I was telling you to watch has got a special weather statement now too. Oh wow.
Oh, it does. Wow.
Look at that little cluster of cells, man.
Good lord. It's beginning to look a lot like this.
A tornado outbreak.
Yeah.
All right. Do we got a tour possible yet? Nope. Okay.
Ooh,
The one that I was watching heading towards to the west of Eunice, northeast of Lake Charles, that was special weather statement just went severe warned.
did it?
Yep. And it's starting to get a really nice look to it too. It's a hybrid. Fixed rotation would be crossing Interstate 190 to the west of Kinder. It is moving kind of perpendicular. It will eventually cross over 165. I'm going to actually turn Storm Tracks on for once.
I know. I have storm tracks on right now. I usually don't, but
I always feel like they get in the way.
this thing is moving northeast at 87 miles per hour.
It's got a TVS marker.
Yeah, it does. Meso 7.
Okay, so
87 mile an hour, my butt. Man, forget that.
the warning text says it's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour.
Oh, well, the radar will make like it must be stupid then.
So we're going to use the track and distance tool, or the thing here. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna bring up cave. And I'm gonna try and add it to. Hold on. You guys are gonna love cave. All right. So Harmony, you got 8 minutes. Simmons settlement 14 minutes. Midi 16 minutes. Ward 25 minutes. Elizabeth 30 minutes. Oakdale 31 minutes. Westport 37 minutes. Pawnee 37 minutes. Cypress Creek 37 minutes. Pearl in 38 minutes. Blanche in 39 minutes. This is all for Louisiana. Union Hill 40 minutes. Glen Mora in 43 minutes. McNary in 44 minutes, Lake Cove in 45 minutes. You have a rapidly intensifying supercell moving in your direction. It is currently severe thunderstorm warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Please be aware that this storm is moving in your direction, and it does have the potential to become tornadic at some point in its life cycle. We also have storms that are coming off of the Gulf of Mexico approaching land. Oh my.
I'm pretty sure there's still a water spout on that.
Yeah, that one has definitely got a water spout on it. I'm thinking the one to the west there, towards the Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge, the west of that is headed towards Lake Arthur. Like the storm track is putting it heading directly towards Lake Arthur. Lake Arthur, be ready. This could get nasty.
And quick. These are going to be some movers.
The TVS marker on that the storm to the north is getting stronger. It's meso of 6. Hail probability 90%, severe hail probability 50%. This the Lake Arthur storm is most definitely producing. Look at that. Well, I mean you can't see it, but
Oh, I can see it on mine, but
it's splitting actually. It's doing a meso handoff. It's splitting when it hits the ground. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm just waiting for everything back west to start popping off. And it might be that special weather statement. Look at that. Those are beasts of supercells. Got a meso strength of 4. So yeah, north of Houston would have been a really great target today.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all of those supercells popping off, man, on that confluence line.
Jeez. It's just one after another. I'm really starting to like this one over near Seguin, or however the hell you pronounce that.
Yeah, the one near San Antonio.
Yeah, really starting to
Yeah,
like that.
I was just looking at that too. I was like, that could be the one. It's fixated to a main boundary and not the confluence line. It's got better access to daytime heating because there's not going to be as much cloud cover there. Let's talk about cloud cover, guys. So if we go to the SPC, oh, Cave is working now. Okay. I have to share my screen because I'm not going to even try to manage all this. Okay, so if it'll respond, there we go. Do you have my stream pulled up, Noah?
I don't, but I can.
You should. Do you know what Cave is?
No.
No?
No. Alright, tornado watch is out and valid until 9 p.m.
Heard that.
Let's see. A few tornadoes are likely. Scattered hail up to 2-inch and 70-mile-an-hour winds, and they've got it from west of Houston as far as Franklin, Louisiana, to the east. Oh boy.
Okay, guys. So I can zoom in. So, okay, we are going to observe. What storm do we want to check out? This is looking really good. But we're gonna go ahead and we'll check out see. That is most definitely producing a water spout right now. Oh my god.
The one we've been watching?
Yeah. So right here.
Oh yeah.
Are you should pull my stream up.
What is it on?
Facebook.
Okay.
There's most definitely a water spout occurring. So I'm going to issue a fake tornado warning to get locations impacted and times. So tools, warn gen. I have to references, localization. I need LCH.
I've got your stream up now.
All right.
Alright, we've got another severe thunderstorm warning near Rapids, Louisiana.
Okay. Now I gotta close this. I really don't want to go to work today. I really wish that I could just track this all day. I gotta reopen Cave, guys. I had to change my forecast office area because
what
of,
time do you have to work?
I have to work at 4.
Oh,
So I have,
so not
yeah,
too
I
long
got
from now.
yeah. I got about like an hour, maybe a half hour. I can do this still. Trying to get A whips pulled up again. I I I need to start using it more because I mean this is literally one of the programs that the National Weather Service, if not the program that they use to issue severe thunderstorm warnings and stuff in real time. So I need.
Yeah, it looks like that one that's coming in off the Gulf is still producing a water spout.
Yep, I'm pulling up LCH right now. And yes, I would most definitely look at that couplet. It's right here.
I know it looks like if you look at it on reflectivity, it looks like there's a donut hole right in the middle.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's actually associated with the mesocyclone right here. Do you see my cursor? It's you can see it on it has a little square there on the right hand side as well from my cursor. So that right there is going to be your tornadic circulation, guys. And it's coming up onto the land. So I'm actually going to open WarnGen now that I have my forecast office set to this radar. And we are going to
What are you using?
um AWIPS.
AWIPS.
Yeah. Um it's the program that the National Weather Service uses to uh track severe thunderstorms, issue tornado warnings. So I'm adjusting. So this is the end of the life cycle. Here, I'll show you. So I set this marker right here. That's the beginning of the life cycle. And then I run it forward. Gotta load some data here.
That storm over near San Antonio just went severe warned.
I figured it was going to. That's right in that high violent tornado parameter area. Okay. Okay, that's why. Okay. So we're gonna move this. We're gonna move this. Are you watching my stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna run it forward, and I'm just gonna keep moving this dot to the center of that rotation. And it's going to. I have my storm track. So now
Oh, that's cool.
I can go track, and it gives me a warning box. And I can adjust this warning box in any shape I want. Or I can put track and then warn hatch area. So I can issue a warning just for the land, or I can issue a warning just out over the Gulf there. So I can do tornado warning, base tornado warning or considerable tornado tag. Water spout moving on shore. We'll just say probably how big a hail do you think would be in there?
Probably around 1.25 at the moment.
So like $50.
Yeah.
Psychopath cast list of cities. Uh, uh, default safety rules. Report severe weather. Over water boaters seek shelter. Okay, and now I'm gonna generate text, and it gives me a tornado warning. Okay, so this is officially a Nate Allman tornado warning. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that there's potentially a water spout occurring and moving onshore. This is for southwestern Iberia Parish in south central Louisiana, western St. Mary Parish in south central Louisiana until 2:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 1:48 p.m. Central Standard Time, radar has indicated a water spout located 22 miles southeast of Freshwater City, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard is a damaging water spout. You are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. To report severe weather, contact your nearest law enforcement agency. They will send you a report to the National Weather Service office in Lake Charles.
How do I download that? I'm struggling.
If on or near the Gulf near Pekin Island or Burns Point, anywhere between there out on the Gulf, you need to be get away from the water. Move to shelter immediately. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Severe thunderstorms can produce large capsizing waves even on small bodies of water. Move into a dock and seek shelter now. Do not be caught in this thunderstorm. It says that this is a test, all in this text, so I can't really copy this. I could copy this and post it, but it's not an official warning, guys. This is not an official warning, but it is something that you should most definitely be keeping an eye on right now. These are probably actively producing water spouts, and they will be moving on to land very shortly. That one cell to the west looks like it's weakened down quite a bit once it got over land. Let's go and look at this radar. It's a pretty decent hailer we got going over there next to San Antonio. We'll back out of AWIPS now. I just wanted to do that for the water spout because that's coming onto land and people need to be getting ready.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These things are just screaming across the Gulf.
Yeah, everything is starting to go a little more icy.
That's a really good couplet right there. There's two couplets.
The one near San Antonio.
No, the water spout.
The water spout. That one near San Antonio is really getting its act together. Got 3 inch.
Yeah.
3 inch hail.
I was gonna say it seems more like a hailer.
Yeah, it does. It's just like, hey, take some baseballs.
So let's it's been a minute. It's been like a few hours. We can go back now, guys, and we are going to pull up our meso analysis again. If I could just find my dang pencil. There we go. So we are going to go ahead and do a temperature wind dew point. Okay. The moist sector and the warm front. The warm front is like it's draping across through here. Kind of like that. Roughly. And we have a cold front. Kind of like right here. All of our moisture has expanded and surged in behind the warm front. So we now have inside this purple circle an open warm sector. A sector where there is tons of moisture and warm air for these storms to thrive off of.
Did the cold front stall?
I'm actually kind of wondering if it did. I mean, it's still moving pretty good. The low seems... Oh, the low is turning. Okay, the low isn't moving southeast anymore. It's moving east.
Okay.
Oh. Bro. Yeah, it's about to... In the next 2 hours, it's gonna get rough. Next 4 hours. I mean, from here on out, it's just gonna get worse. Which is kind of what I was expecting. Like around noon, it was gonna fire, and by the time things mature, like around 1 or 2, it's just gonna keep progressively growing more upscale from there in the open warm sector.
Yeah.
Cause look at the look at my stream real quick.
I've been looking at it.
As I'm running through the wrap here, look at how the moisture surges up north, all the way up into like almost northern Louisiana.
Oh wow.
Like it surges like all the way up to here almost. Like maybe like right there actually. So let's while I've got this pulled up on the stream, we're gonna pull up the tornado watch area. So it looks like earlier I will pull up a picture of it so you guys can see what I was looking at. Earlier, I did this off of mesoanalysis and drew this black hatched area, which I will draw another circle around just because why not? So this area was my predicted area for significant tornadoes. So if I take all this ink away, there's that. And there's that, which is it's pretty much identical. I added a little bit up in here. I added a little bit of it over like this. I didn't mean to drag it out all that far over there. It was an accident. That was roughly my circle. So it's kind of cool to see them verify that with a tornado watch. Seems legit. I'm really worried about these cells right here, as well as maybe even this cell back over towards San Antonio. Once it enters this environment, it's going to just go crazy. Let me see. Looking back at the mesoanalysis, surface base cape is wow. Cape's not a problem.
No, not at all. It kind of was a little bit earlier, but
There's where even is that? So down by Corpus Christi, like Beeville, south of San Antonio, we're looking at 5,000 SB. It's oh wow. These might actually do it. I've got a 4-inch hail marker on this San Antonio cell.
let me go take a look. My daughter was texting me.
We have a special weather statement on this cluster of cells that's firing in the open warm sector north of Houston. Wind gusts up to 40 miles possible. There is some pretty decent rotation on some of these. The whole open warm sector is about to go tornadic, I think. These things really need to. I don't know why they're staying so small.
I don't either.
Because they're sitting in like 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram of cape. That is still most likely producing a water spout.
Yeah, I just got done pulling that back up.
It's actually recycling, and there's a second one forming. These are both actually probably doing it. I think there's one right here.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking at.
And I think there's one right here. There might actually be one right here. So, New Orleans area. Baton Rouge area, my bad. Areas southwest of Baton Rouge. Lafayette, Martinville, New Iberia. And if you're along I-90, south of Baton Rouge, you need to be keeping an eye on these storms that are coming off of the Gulf to your south. We now have 2 special weather statements in the open warm sector in Texas. And 2 now warnings near San Antonio on the line that's developing. And I'm thinking that, man, I don't know about this. I'm starting to get weird vibes. Hold on. Oh, well, isn't that interesting?
Huh.
Look at this on my stream. Or actually, I'll just show you. So if you were following along on the stream, you'll understand what those lines mean. There is I will outline it in red. A small little current of low level wind that ramps up. And even though it's southwesterly, there's going to be a lot of speed shear at play right there. I think that San Antonio cell might do it in like 50 miles to the east. Hold on. If I could just... And as you guys can see, we've got 70 and 60 knot low level jets in northern central Louisiana. Southerlies at the 850 millibar.
Oh, cool. I'm in a winter storm warning now.
I will probably be in one by the end of the night. I'm sending this in Discord.
Okay.
You can see that little, it's like a side jet off the low level jet. It's causing some speed shear to happen right there.
Oh, okay. I see that.
It's not so much the directional shear, but it's definitely some speed shear. So our low-level jet has expanded tremendously. So I am going to go ahead and say that we still need these winds to back some more. We need the moisture to surge farther north is what we need.
Tornado warning.
Where? Got you.
Just over North Cleveland. It's heading for Livingston.
Yep, I knew it was gonna happen over there. I told you guys that open warm sector was gonna do it. Here we go.
God, that's such a small cell.
Told you these were gonna be very tiny, did I not?
Yeah.
They would go off almost at birth. Okay, so tornado warning. The National Weather Service in Houston and Galveston, Texas. 2:07 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday, January 8th, 2024. Yes, I'm going all out because these are going to be big. The National Weather Service in League City has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Montgomery County and southeastern Texas, southwestern Jacinto County in southeastern Texas, southwestern Polk County in southeastern Texas until 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 2:06 p.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 9 miles southwest of Cold Spring or 12 miles northwest of Cleveland, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Your hazard is a tornado, the source's radar indicated. The impact will be flying debris. It will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This is dangerous storm will be near Cold Spring around 10 p.m. Central or 2:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shepherd, Lake Livingston State Park, and West Livingston around 2:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Livingston and Goodrich around 2:20 p.m. Central Standard Times. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Evergreen. So if you live inside this red polygon, I'm going to get rid of the storm tracks now so that you can see what's going on, guys. We're in the real deal now. At 2 p.m., we went tornadic. Alright, spectrum width. I need to locate it. Okay, so it's not a really strong circulation just yet, but it is there. It's gonna be right in here somewhere.
That inflow tail is weird looking.
Yeah. These are gonna be very brief and intermittent until one of these storms decides to latch to the boundary. And I think we're going to get all of these are actually going to merge together into a mesocyclone right here, I think. Yep, there it is. You can see it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
North of Houston, target verifying.
Yeah, it is.
I would have been there 2 hours early, but still. The fact that it's firing later in the day is actually terrifying. Okay, we got a lot. It's organizing. Are you watching my stream? I got the spectrum width. The spectrum width is going right now. And when you get spectrum width signatures, that's areas where let me pull up my other pen so I can actually do some things here because I really want to be educational and Radar Omega just does not let me do that anymore.
I know that's right.
Okay, so we got our colors back up here. Screw the mesoanalysis stuff for now. Here is our get brighter color. Here is our spectrum width drop. Here is our velocity couplet. So if I wanted to fixate where the center of that velocity couplet is, I could take some of the pixels that have a higher spectrum width drop, mark them. So like right in there. And then if I change back over to velocity, there's the center of my couplet. And the axis is going to be this way. So the tornado's got to be right in there somewhere. And I'm assuming that this is actually the reflectivity hook, the RFD hook. So this is your RFD surge right here. inflow notch. And the pinch off right here, so your tornado's probably sitting right there somewhere.
Looking nice.
That's. Let me.
It's not super strong, but that's okay, honestly.
Oh, see, I'm starting to get a little concerned now. Because look at the. Let me pull up the MRMS. This is just exploding across the open warm sector. We've got a cluster of supercells coming off of the Gulf. We've got all of this weird convection to the north outside of the Cape. And then inside of our Cape boundary, we have these open warm sector cells forming. And then these random cells that are firing off of the cold front, plus our cold front crashing right here. There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah,
Look at all this development out here.
going nuts.
I'm actually going to. Oh, I'm in a winter storm warning now.
What?
Uh. I can't believe that I called that tornado watch, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Um. See, the thing is, okay, so it showed these cells forming, okay? Here's what you're gonna want to expect out of these. These are gonna go for like an hour or two or three, and then they're gonna die out. And you're gonna think the line is consolidating, and then you're gonna watch it cluster fire out in front of this line again as the line actually strengthens. The cold front storms are going to strengthen, become way more robust, much more of an embedded supercellular line. And then it's gonna cluster fire supercells out in front of it as well. Like, remember how I was telling you it's gonna do what the 18Z's showing?
Yeah.
Let me pull up a loop of that real quick. I'm just gonna select it all so that you can understand, because I'm sure you've been watching this just as long as I have.
Probably.
you go. This is for everybody that wants to know what's happening today. So there's our cold front as it's crashing, and there are squall lines forming. You can see all the development that's happening out in front. That's about right now. And then as this line starts to fire down here, we just get all of this, these cells that keep pulling in off of the Gulf out in front of it that are just absolutely bonkers. But I've noticed that we're getting a lot more development in the open warm sector than what was forecasted. So I actually think that this is going to be a much more popcorny out in front of the line through this process. So we might actually see quite a few tornadoes today.
For sure.
Even that line as it moves through that environment could produce